and I'm a little frazzled and trying to get my act together. Okay, here we go. All right, so I'm going to do another. Well, we're already recording, so no need for a countdown. So here comes the theme.
Welcome to Game That Tune.
Oh, yeah, what's going on, everybody? It's Game That Tune back in the house once again. It's ya boy, John Harrington here. We got John Regan with us, say hey.
Hey.
We got David Fleming, say hey.
Hey.
And we've got the GTT champ, Jesse Moore, say hey.
Hey.
Oh, man, guys. It's what a show we've got coming up tonight. This is going to be a lot of fun. It's nearing the end of the year, and we are cruising towards that finale for the season. It's the reason for the season, baby. It's Game That Tune. What we're going to do here is listen to some video game tunes. We've each got 3 songs from a game. We're going to try and guess each other's games with the songs and a little bit of trivia. We're going to goof off and have a lot of fun. The winner at the end of the night picks the theme for the next episode and plays some bonus tunes. And the winner last week was the GTT champion, Jesse Moore. And Jesse, you get to tell us about the theme you chose for tonight's episode.
The theme for tonight is games that feature love.
I thought it was just love. Like,
Well,
what if I love a game that has no features of love?
then you did wrong.
Cool. Okay, cool. Woohoo, man. Did I reveal that I've misunderstood this theme? Perhaps I have.
I mean, I guess if you love a game so much that perhaps you can put love in it yourself.
That's the idea.
You know, I'm not going to tell you what to do behind closed doors.
Listen, man, all these discs, the hole has it's right there.
Just spin it.
There's a whole lot of love in the. Oh, I'm sorry, disc. Okay.
Yes.
God.
I play games with disc holes in them. So it's games with love, games featuring love. So I don't know. That doesn't really need further explanation. I mean, what is love truly? David, explain love.
Baby, don't hurt me.
Oh, you beat me by 1 second. Love is a chemical reaction within the brain that releases endorphins and serotonin as you're in the presence of another human being that you are sexually compatible with.
Oh, I love Echo Endorphin.
But I'm a romantic like that, so that's how I define love.
Right, man. Remind me never to ask you that again. Good God, David. These games don't have endorphins in them, David. You blew it. Like, what are you talking about? We're talking about games.
Yeah, that's Echo.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just got that, Jesse. I
chose to no sell it the first time I heard it.
In terms of love involved in games, then it's the thing that gives you butterflies in your stomach. It's the thing that makes your heart beat quicker. It's the thing that makes you appreciate the flowers and the colors in the sky and the way that the snow lightly falls on the ground and the way that a smile can just bring you back to a happy time and feel warm all over.
David.
That sounds like drugs. Are we talking about drugs?
Games with drugs?
David, are you saying you love drugs? Is that what the theme is? Games where you love drugs?
Is the theme that movie Love and Other Drugs?
Look, all I'm saying is maybe I took a little love potion number 9 before the show.
I'm in favor of that. I think we all should have a little extra love potion tonight, man. It's like I said, it's the end of the year. We're cruising towards the finale for the year. And I think we've got 5 fantastic games, 5 lovely games, as it were. We got a lovely fan request, and it's just going to be a real love fest tonight. I'm sorry that these digital walls are separating us, guys, because I feel like we should all get together in the same room for all to spread all this loving. Wait, no, that's COVID. No, okay, it's good that we're doing this separately. Yeah, we're doing it right. So yeah, Johnny, let's just start it up, man. Play our first game.
Love 1.
What the fuck?
All right. So this game was inspired by the works of Shakespeare. Um, the developer called the initial pitch Romeo and Juliet, but instead of dying, they escaped in space. And the design of the two protagonists was based on famous Image Comics Saga. All right, gentlemen, how you feeling?
Pretty bad.
Feeling great.
I'm feeling
Really?
pretty good.
Really love those jams.
Yeah. Jams are sweet.
Wait, is jams the hint?
No,
Is this a marmalade game?
Is this a
Shit.
game? Is this a game about steamed jams?
it's steamed jams.
Listen, Johnny, I've tried steaming my jams. It really doesn't work. Yeah, you got to add a lot of pectin to steam those jams.
These jams
I
are
don't know
clearly
what-
grilled.
Let's see what we got.
I don't know what love marmalade would be, but
Let's see. Johnny says Tristan and Isolde go to Mars.
Ugh.
And John says Saga, the Final Frontier. That's wrong. And David says Journey, but in space and sexy. No, that's incorrect. Close. This is Haven, a 2020 release, and it's a pretty interesting game. It's on Game Pass, obviously, but you play as
No.
Yeah.
Wait for it. Way, Jesse. A Game Pass game?
Yeah. But it's pretty cool. It has a really cool look to it. You play as this guy and this girl, and they're very much in love. It feels like they're in that time in a relationship where like you're used to each other. Maybe you're doing it, every other day or every day, still a little bit. But you're comfortable enough to give each other shit all the time and make jokes about each other and stuff. And it's that kind of thing. And the dialogue is really cool. Like I feel like I'm watching like some kind of like melodrama or something when they're talking and, out on adventuring, and you can swap in between the dude and the lady, and they like fly around on these like jet boots, and which is kind of cool. That seems like up David's alley right there.
I don't know why.
Yeah, and so you like fly around in your jet boots, and you're trying to fix your ship because you like crashed on this planet, but at the same time, like you're just kind of wanting to fix it so you can like still live in it, because you don't really want to like go back, because apparently like through the story I figured out it's one of those cultures that like you're assigned a mate, and it's like that's who you're gonna marry and stuff. And these two, like they were like friends when they were younger, and for whatever reason they got in this ship and left the planet and stuff.
The planet India.
Yeah. Well, no, actually the planet is called Source. So
okay.
I know a lot of people are interested in finding the source, so maybe it's in this game. But like it's a bunch of like floating islands, and like you go from like you fly like from island to island with your jet boots and stuff. There's like these like slipstream type things that you go through, and you get energy. These like, and you do like these like tricks. It's almost like grinding on like rollerblades. It feels like, but not.
Okay.
But occasionally you fight monsters, and it's kind of like a RPG thing, and you can do like a physical attack. You can like shoot energy at the monster, or you can do these like team up moves where you both like do stuff, and you're just kind of making them not angry anymore, and then you pacify them so you don't like actually kill them. Which is interesting. My only thing though is like when you're just like kind of zooming around, like besides the music, like it's kind of dull in a way. Like everything's like cool and bright. It kind of reminds me of Namek, like the color scheme of Namek from Dragon Ball Z. And kind of like purpley and greenish and
so it's an alien world is what you're telling me.
yeah. But it's it feels almost very empty, but like you're gathering like fruit and stuff. Eventually you find this big like manta ray looking thing that you can ride on its back. There's cooking in it, so you can like cook together, and then when you like cook, you share a meal together and talk about your day and stuff. And there's very like the writing's really good. It's just like I said, it's just kind of just a little dull when you're just zooming around.
Sure.
But
it seems like, just I'm looking at images and stuff now, and it seems like kind of game that like, you just kind of get into the vibe or you don't. Like, I don't know. It looks really cool to me. Like,
yeah, it's like
if you're looking for like an action game, it doesn't necessarily scream action game, but yeah, like, doing a little like outer space, flying around, rollerblading, fight occasional monsters, and then have like pillow talk.
Yeah.
Sounds kind of cool. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
it-
gonna say like I'm looking at screenshots of this now, and it looks like it's just this big, not empty world. I mean, there are like you said, monsters to fight and things to do, but it looks like this big, giant, like teal world where you just kind of fly around looking for stuff to do, and then you cook meals and then talk about your day and have really fun dialogue. Like this looks right up my alley.
yeah, no, that sounds this really sounds like a David game. Very much so.
yeah, yeah.
Especially with that music, you just kind of like zone out and fly around the world. Like hell yeah.
It's definitely a super chill game. Like, you know, maybe the dullness is meant to, like, you know, don't even think about what you're doing. Just fucking just vibe with the game. Maybe that's what their intentions were.
So
So.
I kind of like it when a game doesn't necessarily foist a bunch of fucking mechanics onto itself, you know? Like maybe they just were like, okay, this is what we want out of this game. It doesn't need to be much more than this. Like people are gonna play this or they're not, and you know they're gonna jet around on space rollerblades and you know check out like some cool sunsets and shit, fight a couple of monsters, but really we're trying to sell them on this relationship and on the story of these two characters. Yeah, it doesn't need to be much more than that. I think this game actually looks really fucking cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like they don't get to like downright bone in, but they definitely get to like, you know, that's what they're about to do whenever it pans black, you know.
Oh yeah, I mean, I said pillow talk. Literally, I shared a picture in the. I found like an animated image of a dialogue scene, and it's them literally talking in bed in their underwear.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's like, yeah, okay, there, yeah. I'm glad that it's not a hardcore sex game. That would put it into, well, I can't play this category.
Okay,
just-
you already had me sold on this game, and then you brought up implied boning. It's like, okay, I can't want to play this game anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Chill out, Jesse. You're really just. The game doesn't need deboners. David's got it covered.
With what?
Uh,
Tribute that game? You're gonna put it
It's
in a
Mondo
jar?
Dong. But yeah, no, this yeah, it looks really good, man. I mean, you know, like you said, I don't know. I like that it's not trying to do too much. You know, I think yeah, based on the music and the look and the your assertion that the dialogue is good and you like the characters, I think this sounds really fucking good, man. I know you only know it from Game Pass, but I'm intrigued to know if this is on the Switch or not. Because where you pay a nominal monthly fee for your Game Pass games, I like to buy my games $20 at a time.
It is on Switch.
Okay,
And
good.
PS4, Windows, it's on a bunch of stuff.
Because yeah, I mean, I think with like with the vibe and the moving and just the lack of like traditional action, it seems like it's got that kind of dreamlike quality that I'm coming to appreciate in a lot of kind of outer space games. You're floating around and just visiting far out worlds, and I don't have a whole lot of dreams where I fight elaborate monsters, so one or two will do. But let's put the focus on the boning and on the space rollerblades and the unusual colored sunsets and the fantastic music. And that you got a dream quality game for me. So
I do have one kind of weird nitpick about the game, and that's whenever there's only two speeds. Like there's zooming on your jet boots or walking the slowest possible walk you can do. So like. You either just gotta go top speed or like just the slowest. So
Interesting.
but other
Yeah,
than that,
I need
I mean,
a little more sensitivity on like the triggers or something. I need a little tilt.
yeah.
I mean that sounds like the perfect description of love. You're either taking it slow and steady or you are going max force.
That's true.
That's true.
Except in this game where it seems like they're just crash landed on the planet and not in any hurry to do anything. So maybe this game only needs one speed setting, remarkably slow.
Really?
Yeah, exactly. Just make it a real crawl of a game, man. You really just have to soak in it.
Doesn't sound enjoyable.
I don't know, man. It sounds like it might be. If you played that music the whole time and have that Namekian color scheme and, like I said, pillow talk with two attractive anime
That
characters,
should only crawl on the ground.
take it as slow as you got to, baby.
Gravity on this planet is so terrible.
Oh, yeah, that goes into the more of the Dragon Ball Z quality of the whole thing. They're training in 40 times Earth gravity.
Yeah.
They're boning in 40 times Earth gravity.
God.
It's a game I want to play,
out
man.
of my fan fiction.
Oh man, yeah. The only way Johnny can crush is in 40 times the Earth's gravity. Anyway, so yeah, no, I don't know, man. This game, it looks pretty fucking great. Looks really interesting.
Perfect for Switch.
You've been selling me on like an Xbox all fucking year, man. I'm worried that I need to get an Xbox just for like the Game Pass, or because I don't trust my computer to run a fucking thing. Yeah, I'm worried that I'm going to buy an Xbox for the first time in history. I'm upset. I don't know what 2021 holds for us, but God, I might turn into a Game Pass boy too. You've been selling me on this shit all year, Jesse.
I mean, it's fucking good. I'm playing Dragon Quest 11 and shit too. I mean, they got everything right now.
Son of a bitch. Yeah, they do. And that's the thing. I need more games to play. Got nothing but time to play infinite games. Maybe that's good. Maybe I'll stave off the Xbox to prevent the ultimate just crisis of I'll never play everything. Jesse, this game looks great, and I love the soundtrack. Is there a composer or anything to credit?
I believe they're called Danger. They are
A song by Mystical.
Yeah, that's
the whole soundtrack. It's just the song "Danger" by Mystical. That's weird because I could swear I heard 3 separate songs as we discussed this game. But yeah,
it's a French electronic musician.
Sweet. God, that sounds like I bet you I'm gonna fucking bring that up to like my brother at some point. I'm gonna play this shit on Spotify. He's gonna be like, "Oh, yeah, okay, you just heard about this." So I'm gonna have to look into more of that stuff. That's fucking great music. So cool, man. Anything else on Haven?
No, that's it. That's good.
Hell yeah, man. Guys, let's just lay down in bed and talk about the next game that's gonna play.
Love 2.
God, can we stop?
All right, guys. So let's see here. Where'd my trivia go? Okay. So the sort of overall vibe of the game switched from being about sex to about relationships, and it kind of came towards the end of the development cycle when they fleshed out more of the character arcs. The lack of references by characters to their sexual orientation came from developers feeling that most media dealing with queer people is about societal issues, not about the relationships themselves. So they made that choice to focus more on the relationships and deal with issues like social anxiety and toxic masculinity. guys have some answers?
Sure do.
Ooh. All right. So Jesse says Daft Dicks with a drawing of Daft Punk's as the Daft Punk guys as penises, which is great.
Excellent.
Yeah. David says Sonic swinging pansexual party with Knuckles. That's not right, and you lose a point because it should be and Knuckles. And then John with Dream Daddy, which is the correct answer.
Johnny, you should have went last. I'm not drunk enough for this to be the correct answer.
This is Dream Daddy, a dad dating simulator.
You know, I should have figured that you would have chosen this game.
Well, it's surprisingly wholesome, right? Like from the onset, from the title, I was kind of expecting this to be Honey Pop 2, right? Like just another Honey Pop, all about the sex game. But no, this game is actually about, forming relationships and exploring like issues that people deal with. Like you're a dad with a kid and you're dating other. I mean, of course, I guess technically, if you're a dad, you have to have a kid by definition.
I was
Go
about to
on,
bring
John,
that up.
explain this.
Wait, does that mean I'm a dad?
I am daddy.
Does that mean I'm not a dad that I'm aware of?
David, just don't go on 23andMe. I would hate for you to find out your dirty secret.
And so yeah, it's a dating sim, point and click visual novel kind of thing, with mini games. Like that last thing we heard is from a mini game that kind of looks like a Pokemon battle. When you first meet one of the dads, Brian, at the park, you get into a brag battle where you brag about how great your kid is to each other. And
for a second, I thought it was going to be two dads who like send their kids out to beat each other up, and that was the Pokemon battle.
that I would absolutely play that game. like Peoplemon, I don't know what you would call it, but
Well, have you played this game?
I have not. And I had a hard time finding good video footage of it, so I'm not.
It's because it's a visual novel. There's barely video of it. Like you click through dialogue with sexy dads. That's what it is, man.
So, did you pick a magazine?
God, one of these days I'm going to do that. I'll just pick an actual magazine with music.
This is the November 2000 issue of Electronic Gaming Monthly and the CD that came with it.
It's just me flipping pages into the microphone.
And humming.
Oh Lord.
But no, so it's it like I said, it looks like it's supposed to be a pretty actually wholesome game. The sex happens off screen, it's not like Honey Pop where you see people nude. It's got lots of different branching storylines you can get through, including some where you die, which I thought was fascinating.
So Dead Daddy.
Yeah. There's
Dream Daddy.
There's a storyline where you go to a fair with on a date, and you wind up you could choose to get pissed at the guy you're on a date with and go to throw a punch while you're on a Ferris wheel. You fall off the Ferris wheel, you bleed out to death.
Oh my fuck!
And the dialogue is like you worrying about what's going to happen to your daughter now that you're dying. Like that's where it goes.
Well, yeah, that's where you would go.
Oh, I thought the dialogue was going to be like like as you're lying there bleeding out.
Right, yeah, but then also your whole life flashes before your eyes and you worry about what's going to happen to your children. Jesus Christ, man. Okay, yeah, no, I don't want to play this.
See, I was going to ask.
Obviously, I know how to avoid that now, but still.
Goes on the Ferris wheel.
See, I was going to ask because I know there's a whole bunch of different dads. There's like the big burly dad. There's like the professional yuppie dad. There's like the suburban dad and whatnot. But as you were talking about, like, yeah, some of these storylines, like you can die. Like, wait, does this go into the weird, like metaphysical? Can you pick up a ghost dad?
There is
Damien. Cosby?
There's Damien the goth dad, which I think gets you pretty close because he looks like a vampire. Like he is dressed like a vampire.
And he wants to suck your blood.
Well executed pause, David. Thank you. Wow. See, yeah. I don't know what to make of this game, man. I know a lot of people I assume like Twitch streamers and things play this, and it was real tongue in cheek. I mean, it was developed by the fucking Game Grumps, so I assume this was created in some strange, ironic fashion for postmodernist game players to play.
I think it started that way, and then because it originally was gonna be a lot heavier on like the sex part, right?
Right.
But I think as they did it, they kind of changed gears a bit and made it a
I'm
little
glad
more...
to hear that. That's the
Yeah.
thing, because it sounds like some fucking real immature, like, let's make a game where you're playing as a guy having to pick up other guys to have sex with. It's like, yeah, I mean, okay, no, that
people do
that could
that.
actually be a good
Why is
dating
that
sim.
funny?
Yeah,
And that's what I'm saying. It seems like that's probably where it began, and it's like, actually, we could make a pretty good, like, wholesome thing here. I still don't think I want to play it, and it's just out of lack of interest in whatever kind of like. Remember, I featured Phoenix Wright a couple weeks ago. Turns out I don't like it very much. Learned my lesson. Visual novel games, not so much my speed. So one where you're having to do tongue-in-cheek pickups on other hot dads. It's like,
the thing that has me,
I don't know.
the thing that caught my interest was I heard that this game is filled with shitty dad jokes, like just to the brim, the best, worst pun, dad joke humor.
The entire cast is nothing but dads. What did you expect it was going to be?
Yeah. And I love dad jokes. Like they're the best. They're so bad. They're so good. And so I would like to play. I feel like games do need more dad jokes thrown into them. I wish I had one.
And your
As an
dad was
example.
serious.
You say this and then prepare 0 dad jokes for presentation.
As God is my witness, I thought you were leading to a lightning round where you were going to give us a setup and we had to give the dad punchline.
Oh, god damn, John. How is that not what's happening right now?
Well, he'd have to become a dad first. You can't make a dad joke unless you're a
Yeah,
dad.
Johnny, what gives you the goddamn right to enjoy a dad joke?
Actually, now that I think about it, I'm glad we're not doing that lightning round because I would automatically be disqualified.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Neither of you guys have dads or are dads. You can't possibly give a fuck or no dad jokes. There's
You
no real-
bastards.
John, please, not while I'm drinking.
God damn it, good on that one.
Killed him.
Because I realized, I'm like, you guys don't get dad jokes. You're not dads. I'm like, oh yeah, they have dads. Right. And David has the most dad joke dad of all of us. So that actually, score a -1 for me. Turns out you can appreciate dad jokes without being a dad of any kind.
I like the idea too of your thought process. Like, you can't appreciate dad jokes. You're not dads. Oh wait, they have dads. No, they don't.
Yeah. For comedic purposes, for now, no, they don't have dads. But no, David, your dad is the dadliest dad that ever made a fucking dad joke. I mean, my God,
Yeah,
that
that's
guy is
true.
one endless bit. I love your dad. He has no off switch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure when we were combing our hair before your wedding, he was doing like a Hitler impression. Like,
Yeah, probably.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing? Stop!
I mean, I just
You know,
want to
we're all wearing
clarify.
tuxedos and
It all
marching
makes
to
sense now.
music, but like, stop it, man.
I just want to clarify when he was doing that, he was like holding the comb up as the mustache and making a silly face. He wasn't saying like, it's a beautiful day to kill Jews. Like, no, that's
Yeah, no,
not at
yeah.
all what happened.
No,
God,
David's
you
dad.
always go there.
That's what Hitler's famous for, Jesse.
Yeah, it's a
kind of his
beautiful day
thing.
to invade Poland.
There it is. Yeah, beautiful day for a terrible idea. Let's go to Russia. But yeah, no. David's dad, famously not a Nazi, just really likes comedy and can't turn himself off.
Yeah.
Anyway, so David's dad is not one of the dream daddies.
No, there's nobody here that really looks like David's dad as far as I can tell. I mean,
Not even Brian Harding, John.
I was looking at Brian actually a little bit. Brian could be David's dad.
Yeah, an early version of David's dad. I don't know if David's dad ever wore an unbuttoned Hawaiian shirt in his life, but the rest of it kind of works.
I was so excited for David to be Googling this right now.
You know something? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I could see
kind
it.
of like my dad. Yeah.
Yes. As described in the Dream Daddy Wiki, aggressive dad and bear dad all at once. Oh, yeah, he likes to compete with the Avatar to be the superior dad. None of that describes David's dad, but yeah, David's dad is a pretty big guy
Wait,
with a beard. So
The Avatar? Is this a freaking Richard Garriott game? Is this like an Ultima?
oh, okay. I was like, wait, are you getting your Avatar references mixed up? I'm pretty sure the character's name was Jake Sully, and he was on that.
They were looking for unobtainium.
Right, exactly. It's not an unobtainium game. No, sorry, Jesse, your Avatar reference left me in the cold, man.
I
I
was really confused for a
I was
second
hoping
because
Baby Johnny, but
I was confused for a second because I, for the life of me, could not remember the name of the guy from Avatar aside from the guy from Avatar.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
He's meant to be literally. He's like the film actor version of a game Avatar. Like he is a blank man
No,
that they insert into a CGI world.
yeah, Avatar is it's 3 characters. It's the Avatar guy. You have Sergeant Hardass, and you got Professor Science. Like that's it.
And the variations on those 3.
Yeah.
Well, that's not true.
Anyway.
There's a 4th character. There's Blue Girl.
Oh, the girl. Yes.
Right, exactly. The natives. Anyway, so there's no Navi in Dream Daddy, John.
No, there's no Navi saying, "Hey, listen" the whole time. It's just it's a standard dad dating simulator.
I mean, I'm for it. I'm for that dad joke right there, baby. That's a GTT dad joke, John. You just pulled it off. Navi, not just the name of the creatures in Avatar. Fucking A, man. Interesting pick. I understand why you picked it. It's because we have a theme. I'm intrigued though as to like why. I don't know. Do you have any intention of playing this at some point, John?
I didn't, but now I think maybe I should. Maybe I should
you
give it a
should
try.
stream it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you got to bring it back, man. You got to do a Dream Daddy stream.
Yeah.
Daddy Sunday.
Yeah, Daddy Sunday. That's beautiful. That's a terrible dad joke.
Or I don't think it's a joke. It was just he did Sonic Sunday this week, so why not Daddy Sunday?
Oh, I was thinking Daddy SON, Daddy plus Sunday. Yeah.
Oh, Father Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh man, see that? Damn. No, I didn't think on that level at all. I was just thinking of the worst possible stream title, such as Sonic Sunday or Daddy Sunday. No, I'm kidding. Sonic Sunday is a good one. It's alliterative. SS here on Game That Tune.
Whoa, no.
No, wait.
Roll it
I
back.
forgot. This stream, we are famously not Nazis. So, yeah. Anyway, Johnny, anything else on these daddies before we
Nope.
move on?
I got nothing.
All right, man. Good.
Love 3.
Oh, whoops.
Oh, good. This is our fan request. So at the beginning of development, this game was intended to be released on the PlayStation 2. However, in May of 2005, there was a tech demo that they did for just to show off what an earlier game in the series looked like on the PlayStation 3. And they're like, hey, let's do that instead. So they made a completely new game engine to make this game and released it later on the PlayStation 3. How you guys feeling?
Pretty good.
Feeling great.
Feeling real good, man.
Awesome. Let's see those answers and dick pictures.
Oh,
Jesus Christ. Okay, we got 2 dicks, and John gets the right answer with Final Fantasy 13. This was requested in our Discord channel by Tay, so everyone thank him for this.
excellent request, eh? Thank you very much for this.
So yeah, this
What a
is
game.
Final Fantasy 13. Has anyone else played this?
Played about as much as I played any other Final Fantasy game.
Okay.
Couple hours.
Yeah.
I remember it being pretty fucking cool, man.
Yeah,
Is
it's
this the one with the bunny girl?
No,
that's
12.
12.
Okay, I got nothing.
Damn, dude. Because yeah, Bunny Girl's pretty great.
But yeah, this is a pretty good Final Fantasy. I know it got mixed reviews as far as it is kind of linear up front, and
Yeah. I remember that. And it sucks because I read that word in review and then immediately noticed how linear it was when I was playing. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh damn, that was pretty apt criticism. Like, a lot of these areas are just kind of corridors.
yeah, it's like a big giant story tube.
Yeah, you're in a fucking garbage dump or something with trash piled up on both sides of you. It's like, well, you got one way to go. Like, oh great. It's kind of linear. Literally, the maps all seem a
Yeah.
little linear.
But like, besides Hope whining all the fucking time, everyone else was really cool, and I enjoyed the story, and the big love thing was like Snow and Sarah, they're like fiance, and like Sarah gets like turned into crystal,
Oh
and,
yeah.
and like Snow is all fucking, his heart's broken and he's trying to save her the whole time, and there's a lot of weird like religious crap going on. Like if you get exposed to something specific that happens sometimes, you get sent to this other place.
Right. Yeah. No, I remember like this game doesn't do much hand holding in terms of telling like or explaining what the world is. It's like, all right, this is Final Fantasy. This is the 13th Final Fantasy. So you're going to be in some fucking like wild kind of techno futuristic place. And then I'm like, okay, I think I can wrap my head around that. But then they start using words that don't exist in English. And I'm like,
Yeah.
hold on. Wait, you're losing me. What exactly is a Lassie?
And a
Like-
Falsy.
Yeah, and so there's Pulse Falsy and Pulse Lassie.
Yeah, it's weird.
And like I hadn't played any of Final Fantasy VII at the time, so like the familiarity of the setting didn't really set in for me. Like, now that I played a little bit of Final Fantasy VII Remake, it's like, all right, yeah, there was a bunch of people living in Grand Pulse, and then above Grand Pulse is the Cocoon, which is where kind of more a different class of people live. And then there's Lassie and Falsy, and they do the purge if anybody makes contact. It gets complicated, but something happens to start purging people down in Grand Pulse. And I'm like, I wasn't super clear on that from the little bit that I played of this game, and now I'm playing Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I'm like, that sounds a lot like that big disc above the slums there.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds familiar for some reason. This cocoon floating high above a slum town. Wonder where they got that idea.
Yeah.
But I remember it being really cool, man. Like, and the graphics were great. The characters were cool. Lightning is a fantastic lead.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh,
And yeah.
this is the one with lightning. Okay.
Saz.
Yeah, you got Saz, super cool black guy with an afro, and he has a chocobo living in his hair, I think.
I know, it's so cool. It's a little
Yeah,
bit
like, every now and then during dialogue, a chocobo just pops out of his afro and makes a little noise. Like,
it's so
great.
fucking cute.
Why not?
And he's got 2 fucking pistols. And it's
Mhm.
pretty cool.
And yeah, Snow was cool. I mean, he's just like a mega Final Fantasy husbando type character.
Yeah.
Like, just holy shit! You're gonna distill just like sexy, sturdy anime guy down into like one essence. It's gonna be Snow, like big trench coat, beanie covering white hair.
Yeah.
deeply in love, and his love is driving part of the plot. Like, watch out for that guy. And then I couldn't remember the other guys, but you said Hope. I was like, who is she? Oh wait, no, Hope's the another boy.
The little boy that fucking cries all the oh, my mom is dead. Blah. Yeah, fucking
join the club. Yeah, change your fucking name.
So what? Batman?
No,
yeah, exactly. It should be Batman, David.
He would be the worst Batman.
Listen though, but if it were just Batman in the game, like if this were Final Fantasy versus the DC universe,
you're like, let's see. I think my party composition. Let's see. I want Lightning. Lightning's pretty good. I got to pick Saz. Saz is great, and Batman. And there we go.
I think on this mission I'm taking Batman. Yeah, okay, cool.
It's like not even like a crossover with the DC universe. Literally just Batman in the game.
Yeah,
it's like what?
In the Lego movie, he's just there. Like, oh yeah, that's my boyfriend. It's Batman. Like, just replace Snow with Batman.
How did you get here, and how do you even fit into this world? Because I'm Batman.
Yeah, exactly. I'm rich. My parents are dead. But no, Batman's not in the game, and then I don't think I got far enough in the game to unlock anybody else that I remember. Like, I feel like there was someone named like Vanille,
and Fang. You can't never tell what their situation was. I don't think. I think they might have been sisters, or maybe other stuff going on. I don't know.
Is this one of those like Sailor Moon English dub things where they're cousins but not actually cousins? Like, are they actually sisters, or
I don't know. They know each other and they're very friendly.
Okay. That could mean a lot of things, Jesse.
They could be coworkers.
They're sisters, they're lovers, they met at a company holiday party.
David, make her, Jesse, take this subtext and make it text. Explain this relationship.
Grim said fucking cousins, and
could be.
I can't get. That's the best.
I'm not sure.
We've all been there.
I'm not sure if Grim is angry about the cousins thing, or if she's implying that they are cousins who are indeed fucking.
That's what I think she means.
Okay.
Because then someone said "Roll Tide," and I completely know what they're talking about. But yeah, I think Shiva from Final Fantasy, the Ice Lady, she's a fucking motorcycle in this game, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, more summons need motorcycles.
Okay, like again, there are these two women who are sisters or maybe something else, and now there's a woman who turns into a motorcycle. Like, I'm getting very Utena vibes here, and like that's really making me think that there's some subtext.
There's a lot of cool, like, strong women in this game. So what is that?
Yeah, that's kind of become a thing in the Final Fantasy series. There's some cool ass strong women in this series. Kind of love it. Yeah, I wish I had played more of this, man. I think I've still got it sitting around here because it's like, you get a Final Fantasy game on the PlayStation 3, and as a guy that kind of at a time was buying a lot of games, it's like I'm not going to get rid of that. I'll go back to that at some point. And I remember the battle system being a little frustrating to me, and not like I'm a Final Fantasy traditionalist. I'm actually very much not. Like, my favorite Final Fantasy thus far is Final Fantasy 12, and the battle system in that is nothing like the rest of the series. But so like I appreciate the kind of more active battle, but like I was just I think a little confused with like the job or class system and the paradigm shift. And it was like, all right, it's still a menu system, but like you gotta just do as much shit as possible and watch it happen. And it's like, hold on, I'm a little thrown off, and I'm getting like my ass kicked. Like, I'm kind of an idiot when it comes to this stuff. So it's like, listen, I'm just gonna have everybody attack. No one needs to heal anything. Like, if we just beat the shit out of this thing, we'll be fine, right? Like, oh no, that's not the case at all. Like, turns out someone should stand back and like cast spells the whole time and stay out of the enemy's range. Who knew? But yeah, so I just remember the battle system being very convoluted, but the game is really flashy and really cool, and
soundtrack is real good.
Soundtrack's excellent, man.
I remember playing
still Uematsu.
Yeah. No, it's not Uematsu.
Oh, it's Masashi Hamauzu.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch,
You can't just hear Final Fantasy and just say it's Uematsu.
I know it's almost like racist on my part, but no, sorry, man. It was not lead by Uematsu, but yes.
I feel like you've been listening to too many other shows.
I've been listening to a lot of shitty video game music podcasts that think that Uematsu composed all of Final Fantasy music.
Final Fantasy,
simply isn't the case. But yeah, no, so yeah, shout out Masashi Hamauzu, who's been more frequent composer since Final Fantasy X or so. But yeah, music's great. Like I like the confusing futuristic setting again. Like I don't understand the world really, but it seems cool. And based on like the graphics and the look of the whole thing, like it's like I'm kind of vibing with this thing. But then the combat left me a little bit in the cold, and I just it's like I set it down and just kind of never went back to it. Now I'm like, blink, blink. It's been 10 fucking years. I need to play the game. And I'm thinking maybe I will now because I've been playing so much of Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I feel like I'm getting my Final Fantasy legs again. I think I might be back in, baby. So, yeah, might be time to go back to the Pulse. Check my PlayStation 3, see if that thing still has a pulse. Yeah.
I just start wherever your save is. Don't even, you'll be confused as shit.
Yeah. No further context, no tutorials. I'm just going back in. That's the way to do it, baby. Go back in cold after 9 or so years. That's I should do that. That should be now that's an idea for a stream.
Yeah.
Resume all my old game saves from my PlayStation 3 with no idea where I was. All these games I never finished. Like, let's get back to them. Devil May Cry collection, call in my name. Ratchet and Clank, yeah, I need to go back. Fucking Final Fantasy 13, I logged 4 hours. Surely I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's not really too deep to be like, where the fuck am I?
No, exactly. But still, like, it's if I tapped out in like 4 hours, it doesn't bode well for me playing the rest of the game.
That's like,
if I tapped out in 4 hours 8 years ago, it doesn't bode well for me having played the rest of the game or finishing the rest of the game.
That's like maybe halfway through the tutorial.
Right. Exactly. I don't really understand time as it relates to Final Fantasy, but yeah, it sounds like I didn't really do much. Yeah, so Jesse, I assume you did beat this though. You are a Final Fantasy guy, so you actually probably played through the whole thing, right?
Yeah, this is one of the ones I've beaten. So
okay, cool.
It was
and it gets you stamp of GTT champion recommendation.
Yeah, it's not my favorite Final Fantasy, but it's pretty good. It's if you like Final Fantasy, you played the others. I mean, fucking why not? If you played the others, play this one too. Get off your high horse. And
I was going to say, that seems to be the problem. Like, oh, you played the others? Well, I don't want to play anything with a different battle system. It's like, no, get off your goddamn high horse and play the game. Like, do you like Final Fantasy or not? Try it. What the fuck? Did you ever play the sequel? Did you play like Lightning Returns?
I played X2, and that one was pretty fun. The battle system was a lot different.
Oh, really?
And yeah, that one was cool, and you could capture monsters and have monsters fight with you and stuff too. There's a lot of time travel in that one. It was real weird. You go into like this time tunnel that reminds me of Doctor Who. And I got halfway through that one. And then the third one, I played like about 5 hours of it. And that one just, for some reason, I couldn't get into that one. There was way too much hope in that one.
Strangely, since it was called Lightning Returns, and also Hope.
Yeah.
Shit, man. Yes. See, I fucking forgot. I didn't realize there was Final Fantasy 13 2 and Lightning Returns. I thought it was just naming the only other sequel. Fuck, I didn't know this got 2 sequels. Damn, I'm way behind. But yeah, maybe it's time. Maybe it's time to get back into the Pulse and see if this still strikes my fancy after Final Fantasy VII Remake. That's then I'll reassess. But in the meantime, anything else on this fantastic game that gets Jesse's seal of approval?
No, I'm glad it's going to be in the radio, so that's good.
That is a great call. You know, it's always good to pick a soundtrack just to get it on the radio. And before we go, Jesse, I mean, does it even like phase you that this game, it's all about paradigm shifts and AEW is a thing now? Did John Moxley steal paradigm shift from Final Fantasy 13?
I hope he did, but
honestly, I hope so too. I like to picture John Moxley 10 years ago in WWE, like playing this and then being like, man, that's a cool name for a move. But they probably won't let me use it.
I feel like
Fantasy 13.
I feel like he's not much of a gamer.
No, I don't think he is at all. That man seems like he has no time for video games. Like he just seems like a kind of traditionally manly wrestling character who does nothing but like eat steak and have sex with his wife and wrestle men. It's just it's the life, baby.
Oh man.
But yeah, so anyway, he showed up in AEW. He's like, yeah, I like that paradigm shift. And Cody's eyes just lit up like, use it, baby. Anyway, we bored Johnny and David into wrestling talk sleep. So you guys fucking start watching wrestling while we move on to the next game.
All right.
Love 4.
Fuck, still.
All right, so the Japanese title for this game, Akachan wa Doku Kara Kuru no,
David, no
translates
giveaways,
to-
please.
Sorry, what?
It said no giveaways, please.
No. It translates to "Where do babies come from?" All right, gentlemen. Who has guesses or answers?
Answers.
All right, so we have our first hat trick of the evening. Everyone says rub rabbits.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Now that I didn't see coming.
So, this is rub rabbits for the Nintendo DS.
Yes, it is. I figured that out within about 3 seconds on that first song. It was like, okay, hold on. Now, knowing this is David's game, and that is obviously the exact same sound as Feel the Magic for the DS. Quick Google, Feel the Magic, Control F, sequel. And what do you know? Rub Rabbits.
God, that's
That was
even more
easy.
sexual of a name than Feel the Magic was. Like,
Right?
Jesus.
And wasn't Feel the Magic, like, wasn't it in Japan called something like, whatever, like something involving touching is good, or was that just the actual DS marketing campaign?
I think it was the DS marketing campaign, but what everybody forgets is the actual title is Feel the Magic XX/XY. So,
Right.
yeah, it's
We're talking about chromosomes
Yeah.
here.
Boys and girls touch each other. That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Okay, actually, okay, I've got it. Feel the Magic XY/XX, known in Japan as Kime no Tame Nara Shineru, I Would Die for You, and in Europe and Australia as Project Rub. Which is
Wow.
definitely the name of one of the websites I tried to open in high school. But now that explains why it wasn't available. Australia and Europe were marketing Feel the Magic to people.
It sounded like you were going to continue on with that thought, and then you just kind of stopped.
No. My Project Rub ended, abruptly in high school. That's how it goes, man.
My Project Drub ended as soon as I heard somebody coming back. As soon as I heard my mom coming back home.
As soon as you heard your mom coming.
We've all been there, John. Your mom, famously loud comer.
Oh no!
Oh man, what if she can't? You know how she likes to watch the show sometimes.
Oh man, I hope your
That
mom's in
was
the
great.
chat right now. Checks the
Hi,
chat.
Johnny. Oh,
Yeah,
you heard
she's
me
not here.
come. That's
Probably.
nice.
Oh, you're just waking up the whole neighborhood with
You're-
one of her
so-
famous orgasms.
Your daddy sure is a tiger. Hmm.
So
His
this is the
penis fills a
sequel.
whole tall boy, John.
He's
Does
the real
yours?
Tiger King.
So this is the sequel to Feel the Magic.
I would like to transition the conversation from how Johnny's mom is famously loud orgasmer into how Johnny's dad is hung like a tall boy can. But if you really want to talk about this DS
Yeah,
game,
whatever
David, I
this
guess
game
we
is.
can.
I mean, I was prepared to just talk about that. I don't really have many points to bring up about Johnny's parents' sex life.
Well, just bring up the ones you know.
David, I said we've all been there. I can't take that back. We've all been there.
You were in the room, dude.
Dude, I remember that time I went to Disney World without you guys. So you killed my parents' house.
Had sex with your parents.
I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
That is exactly what happened, John.
I mean,
We've been
Yeah.
telling all these fancy stories about how we hung out and had a nice night drinking. No, John, that's me and David's 20-year-old secret. We had sex with your parents.
I knew it.
All this time.
They were so awkward at my wedding.
I was kissing them so much.
I mean, it was only awkward at your wedding because they insisted we wear tuxedos throughout the whole thing. So once they saw us in tuxedos, they were like, "Ooh, this is bringing back memories.
Mhm.
Very good memories."
Yeah, man. I was riding your dad's coattails.
Dad, you said coattails.
So, David, how much this game involves anything we've been talking about so far?
Not a damn thing.
Do you date anyone wearing a tuxedo?
So I don't recall a tuxedo. It has been a long time since I've played it.
Penguin.
It is. It's a Feel the Magic sequel in the most literal words because it's pretty much that game again. You meet a beautiful woman, you pursue her, and the best way to pursue her is by going through a bunch of random ass mini games. You are trying to protect her and keep her safe, so like you'll take her on a nice little canoe trip and have to steer out of the way of hungry alligators trying to attack you. It's a very zany, wacky game. But the reason I wanted to bring it up with the love theme is because not only are you pursuing a woman and trying to date and start a relationship, but it was called Where Do Babies Come From in Japan, and this game featured an interesting multiplayer mode where you and a member of the opposite sex would make a baby together. You would input your like birthday and like blood type things. And then each of you would hold one half of the DS, and together you would use the touchscreen to cut into a cake, and then you would see like the baby that would have like based around your blood type and like hair color and all that kind of shit. You would see the baby that you would have.
That's not how that works.
No, it's not. Not in the least.
Not traditionally. But okay, so I'm
It
sorry.
was
How do you input this data into the DS?
with your dick.
Did the DS have like a tool to draw blood from
No, it would just give you a screen and it would be like blood type and you would put in A, and it's like birthday and you would put in your birthday, and then you would each hold them.
Who knows their blood type?
That speaks to Japan's thing with blood type. Like, you ever go back and like play Street Fighter in the arcade? If you wait in the attract mode and it comes up with each character's profile, it tells you their blood type. The Japanese, they're interested in people's blood types. I thought you had to like prick your finger on the touch screen and give it like a sample of your blood, and then the DS tastes your blood, and somehow it bakes a gender reveal cake.
Well, and the weirdest thing is it's still in the style of Feel the Magic. So like the only thing
faceless weird baby.
So like you put in all this information about your baby, and then you see like, here's the baby that you would have, and it would just be like the featureless black child, except it would wear like a blue bonnet and diaper or a pink bonnet and diaper. Like, that's it.
Okay,
like,
now,
so what's the point of including like physical information if you're just going to give us like a void baby?
Just give us
That
Mr.
would be
Game
so
Watch in a
funny.
bonnet.
Like that just sets up the joke. Like, if I'm playing this with my wife and then we put in our information and a black kid comes out, it's like, all right, honey, you've got some explaining to do.
Or what if Nintendo just sent you a baby?
But everybody who gets this game gets a black market baby.
Oh,
Now that's feeling the magic.
God, that'd be such an expensive marketing campaign.
So yeah,
Buying all those babies.
Yeah, have you ever tried to buy a baby? It's not cheap,
No,
man.
of course
No,
not,
John, have
Not in the
you?
last 10 years.
I made him the old-fashioned way.
With cake.
Homemade
Exactly.
babies.
I bled all over my DS and it baked me a cake and a baby came out.
So I did post a picture in the Discord showing like what the results screen are, and yeah, it's just like a featureless pure black baby in a diaper.
Yeah.
Like,
No, that's really funny.
Yeah, you know,
so again, I really
What your
don't
baby would look
understand.
like. It has 0 features.
we were all really confused when Nintendo released that uterus add-on for the Nintendo DS.
Oh man, see, so like they never did do anything with the Wii Vitality sensor.
Hey,
So maybe they added it into this game, that they incorporated those features, like it takes your pulse and your blood type, and then you use the
is that what the
Yes,
the U
uterus.
stand for? The Wii U? Wii uterus?
the Wii uterus.
That was
Oh,
the problem
man.
with the marketing behind it. Everyone thought it was an add-on to the Wii. They thought it was a uterus you plug into your Wii.
I mean, you plug the Wii into the uterus, right?
I've been trying to make babies with my Miis for years, and finally they released the Wii U, and it's not a uterus for the Wii at all. Turns out it's just a touchscreen system.
It's a
Oh
whole different console.
God!
If I
Me
wanted to
Baby
touch a
is-
uterus, I'd wear some gloves.
They really should make a Me Baby game. That sounds good, man. Just here's the game. You've got 100 Miis, and you combine them to make babies. Me Baby. It's right in line with Wii Music.
sounds-
There's no real game to speak of.
That sounds like a
I thought it was gonna
Tamagotchi.
be. No, I thought it was going to be you have 100 Miis. You have to keep all of them alive as babies.
No.
And then eventually, like, if they keep falling off a cliff or something, it's like, okay, now you're down to 6 Miis.
Right. No, it's dumber than that. It's you have 100 Miis, and they are all, your friends that you tried your best to make them look like the actual people. And then you just drag Miis together and see what their babies would look like. And you're still wrong because they're Miis.
It's like Pikmin, but with people.
Me Baby. Oh, wow. Pikmin with babies. Pikmin babies sounds pretty good, too. Like, you just take 100 babies out into the yard and fight a bunch of creatures.
That's what I thought you were talking about. It's like, okay, you have 100 Miis with babies. Like, so do
Come
you just
on,
command an army of 100 Mii babies?
Oh, that sounds good, man. Actually, we're pitching good stuff here right now.
I mean, they can't really attack. They can't even really hold their head up straight.
As the babies stay alive, they obtain the ability to hold their neck in place, and then eventually they can toddle.
I mean, now that I think about it, that is how Pikmin attack, by just headbutting. So you just see those babies like wailing their heads against cars or something.
Just a little loose neck. 100 little loose necks. We're way off
Episode
track.
title.
We just felt yeah, damn it.
Did you not, Jesse? You're the only one here with a baby. Did you not at one point laugh at your baby and be like, "Look at that little loose neck"? It's
No.
funny.
I mean,
Babies are funny when they can't hold their head
they're
up.
funny, yeah.
You
Also,
don't let it snap all the way back, but you laugh at its inability to hold its head up. That's how babies work.
Also, John, I'm really concerned about you, who has proudly proclaimed himself a father and talked about his son, just saying, Jesse, you're the only one of us who has had a baby. Like, wait,
Exactly. Me being the question asker
Yeah,
implied.
the other person.
Right. Sorry. Yeah, I didn't. I wasn't trying to make Jesse feel like he was the other David.
well, I was just wanting to make sure that you were aware you had a baby.
Yeah, like you have a kid, right?
Hold on now. Wait, what? Listen, I just reopened the Fernet Branca. Do I have a son?
Yeah.
Have I mentioned him tonight?
His name is Rake. It's Rake.
Ryan
Box.
Drake is my son.
Ryan
Oh,
Drake.
you're fired, Tony.
Oh, my son's gonna fire your ass when he hears about this, John. Anyway, David, no. So, Feel the Magic sequel, Rub Rabbits. I keep calling it Feel the Magic because that's a more fun title to say than the Rub Rabbits.
Are there any rabbits in this game?
Exactly.
So
And
there's
why was this not a Ubisoft game?
Rub
There's
rabbits.
a performance group in the series called the Rub Rabbits, so that's where the name comes from. So you
Performance
join up
group.
with this performance troupe to sort of impress this girl.
I'm concerned
yeah,
that you're
'cause
not
that's what-
saying music troupe or dance troupe. You're just saying the generic performance troupe. Like, what do they perform? Do they rub themselves in front of people? Is that why the
It's an
Rub
improv
Rabbits?
thing, John.
They're like a flash mob.
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
that always impresses people.
Wait, okay.
Well,
I just
everyone loves
realized that.
titties.
I just realized that a performance troupe called the Rub Rabbits sounds bad, and then calling them a flash mob probably doesn't help.
No, it sounds
Nah.
even better.
Yeah. This-
I would love to see the Flash Mob.
Johnny, you really need to play that dad joke dating sim game.
I'm serious, John. You're there, baby. Yeah. The only other way I could think of to make this better would be if they were, instead of a flash mob, this is a real sexy game. It's a flesh mob. What about that? They show up and they show their featureless black skin.
I
Just
mean, they do show off a lot of the featureless black skin, so I guess, they do show a lot of their flesh. There's
oh man,
just
they're naked.
nothing on the flesh.
right. It's all like that Donkey Kong Country Returns level. Just, ooh. Yeah. No features against a colorful background, and they're doing sexy things like killing alligators.
I'm really glad we went off on such a weird ass tangent because there's honestly not that much to say about this game. It's pretty much Feel the Magic again.
Yeah, right. That's the beauty of the game. Like, weird soundtrack, fucking weird featureless babies, sex with John Regan's parents. Like, it's just, it's
Made by Sonic Team.
much like the characters. Discussing this game is a blank canvas. Like, the actual content of this game, not important. All the weird shit that stirs up in our brains from thinking about this game, GTT defined. That's where it's at, baby. So, David, anything else on the Rub Rabbits? I don't even like saying the title now. I'm just going to call it Feel the Magic sequel.
No, it's a fun little mini game collection that's weird as hell and has a fun soundtrack.
Mm-hmm. We should bring it back, man. Why no sequel? Why were the Rub Rabbits not in Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed? This is a Sega game made by Sonic Team of all people.
I'm actually kind of pissed. Like, I would have been so down for that if it was just a like a clown mobile with just a whole bunch of. God, I don't want to say black people, but
I've realized that as we've been having this discussion. I've
Yeah.
said a lot of things
Yeah, it's
about like
hard.
weird featureless black skin, and it's not what it sounds like, guys. It's you
silhouette.
gotta look
I
up the
think
screenshots.
silhouette is a term you're looking for, I think.
yeah, if I would have loved if Sonic Racing had like a weird clown car type situation with like 40 silhouette people inside of it.
Be good. Be real good. God, yeah, damage control from here on out, guys.
Johnny, keep it going, man.
Love 5. Fuck.
Johnny never has time.
Yeah, he really thinks he can pee and pour himself a whiskey in that amount of time. I even left the song long, and he still didn't make it back in time. Guys, Johnny's never going to figure this out. I'm just going to tell you guys both. It's Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. You'll figure that out in about 10 seconds.
See, that's why when you were saying
When
That's
I
right, when
read
you're-
this trivia and play this final song, you'll figure it out. Johnny won't.
See, that's why when you were saying it's like, oh, don't worry, David, like you'll get this last one. You'll get my game, no worries. I was like, okay, sure. And then everyone's like, oh, this is so obvious. Like, what the fuck is this?
Yep. So anyway, here we go. Okay, just act cool. Jeez, John, what took longer, the piss or the whiskey?
The piss. It took
Yeah,
way
I
longer
thought
than I
so,
thought
man.
it would.
Just walk down the hallway next time. Pissing down the hallway is what I'm trying to tell you. So the lead character of this game is voiced by a first-time voice actor who replaced the previous voice actor who had played the role 16 times over the course of 17 years. He's out of here again.
Is that Dumbledore?
All right, guys, who's feeling great?
I am.
Well, what do you know? Johnny did it. We've got a hat trick. Final Fantasy VII Remake.
2 Final Fantasies on the show.
You know, I was a little mortified when your game turned out to be or the request turned out to be Final Fantasy 13. I'm like, I feel like we don't do that very often. We don't get the same series doubled up on the show very often. But if there was ever a time to do it, it's the final show of 2020, and it's Final Fantasy.
It's crazy you say the phrase doubled up because Final Fantasy 13 is double Final Fantasy 7.
Johnny, I don't have time to do math right now.
No, it's not. It is not.
Like,
what the fuck?
Hold on, David. No. Johnny's a computer scientist, and he appeared to just choke on his own words there. I want to know if he actually knows what 7 times 2 is.
Yeah, it's 13.
God damn it, John. God to the damn it.
I just want to go back to your saying it's like we never double up on series and everything. Like 3 or 4 episodes ago, we had 2 Mortal Kombat games.
Yeah, I know. And before that, when was the last time it happened?
Okay, that's a point.
Couple Batman
Rack your
games.
brain, baby. It doesn't happen all that often. Yeah, and when it happens, I'm fucking mortified.
All the times that Johnny kept picking the same Batman game for different systems.
Oh yeah, that shit. The Batman Returns August Absurdity. Oh no. We're really disproving my theory here. Son of a bitch, we double up all the time. Wow. So yeah, anyway, Final Fantasy VII Remake, maybe you've heard of it. It's somewhat of a big game in good old 2020. Somewhat of a big game in 1997, remade for 2020. What a game it is.
No shit, Final Fantasy VII Remake came out in 1997?
David, you played both of these, right? You can tell us all the similarities and differences between Final Fantasy VII and the remake?
Yeah, and I want the smallest minutia of differences, David.
Oh, and there is, David, let me tell you, they added minutia.
So just to discuss my qualifications,
They
Final
should have
Fantasy
called this
VII
Final Fantasy VII minutia. Go ahead, David.
Final Fantasy VII was far and away my favorite Final Fantasy game, RPG, and PlayStation 1 game. In terms of differences and the minutia, this game has an additional word in its title. It is on a different system. They improved the textures, like in the graphics.
A distinct upgrade in textures from the PS1 version.
Wow.
I'm
more polygons.
I was gonna say I'll have to check. I feel like the character models are a little more high-res.
About 100 more polygons.
I would say the character models are at least 2 times better than they were in 1997. Man.
I do know that they add like an additional prologue section where you get to be like Cloud as a soldier in some base.
No.
Okay. I thought I had read something where it's like,
David,
oh yeah, you actually get to play part of the backstory.
You've revealed yourself to be full of shit as it relates to Final Fantasy. I can't believe it.
I have literally only ever played one Final Fantasy game, and it was the one before 7. So, no, I have nothing to contribute to Final Fantasy 7 Remake.
It's all right, man. That's fine. I barely have anything to contribute to Final Fantasy VII Remake. Honestly, I'm enthralled by this game, but I don't feel qualified to speak about it because I have no real connection to the first game. So, like, Jesse, you can't speak about this because you haven't played the remake.
No.
Which is, so we're in a weird position here where it seems like Johnny has to talk about it.
I was going to say, Johnny can't speak about it because he's Johnny.
Johnny,
what? Okay, no, hold on. That's not right.
But before you even start talking, don't say the words Dr. Tot.
Okay, well, yeah, because he was in Final Fantasy 9. He's not in Final Fantasy 7.
Just want to make that clear. Don't fucking say it.
Yeah, no. So, I actually have some pretty good memories of playing Final Fantasy 7. My best friend in, like, elementary school, Paul, he had a PlayStation, right? And I remember going to his house and him just, like, renting it from the neighborhood, Pick of the Flicks, not Blockbuster, but our local, neighborhood video rental store, Pick of the Flicks. Like, all my memories revolve around walking to Pick of the Flicks and hanging out, and then getting some candy at the drugstore next door, and then walking back home, and then firing this up.
Johnny-
And I actually was pretty blown away by like the opening cutscenes and things like that. Like that was very new to me because at the time I still had my Sega Genesis. And so yeah, I actually do have memories of hanging out at my friend Paul's house and playing Final Fantasy VII, and getting into it a little bit, but it was mostly just me watching him play.
It's cool, John. You can end the story.
John?
I know where you lived when you lived in Gainesville. There's never been a place called Pick of the Flicks.
Yes, there has, John. There has.
Bullshit.
I just want to stop, Johnny. Look at me. I just want to make sure I have your eyes
David's the
and
captain
not
now.
and your eyes are not on Google. What is the name of the main character of Final Fantasy VII?
Well, okay, the main character is Cloud. I know that. But if you want to know my favorite character, it's probably Kadaj is the best character in Final Fantasy VII. John's telling me to cut this bit. It's just Dr. Tot. Again, I just looked up another weird character. But
Honestly,
no.
Johnny, seriously, okay, before we move on to actually talking about the game, can you name a second character from Final Fantasy VII?
Rude.
Don't look. Did you say Rick Rude?
No, Rude.
That's
Okay,
someone
damn
else.
it.
No, so you have Cloud, you have Barrett, you have Tifa, you have Kate Sith, you've got Sephiroth, you've got that one guy. His name is a number. I think it's 12. He's like a dog dude or something.
He's
That's
part of the
13.
Dark Order.
Yeah. What is it?
Yeah.
13 or 12?
13 of the
13.
Dark Order.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was Organization 13.
That's what it is.
Oh,
All those
Aerith.
black.
Aerith.
Who? let me be the Snoop Dogg gif. Who? Yeah, okay, cool. So Johnny knows things that he just read off the Final Fantasy VII wiki.
No, I've played part of this game. I've played maybe the first 20 minutes or so, but I've played it a little bit.
Okay, that's cool. So you played the first 20 minutes of the original, which means you played the first 4 hours or so of the remake. Because seriously, they could have called this game Final Fantasy VII Minutia, and I would have been like, yeah, cool, let's do it. Because my experience with the original Final Fantasy VII is downloading it. I don't remember if it was a PlayStation Network, PlayStation Plus game or something, but I got it on my PS3, downloaded it, played a little bit. I'd been not playing Final Fantasy VII for years. I tried to rectify that several years ago. It seems now that I talk about it tonight, my PS3 era is defined by unfinished Final Fantasy games. Played about the first hour or so. Played through the bombing mission and and then you get to the part where you fight the airbuster and he blows up the bridge and you fall through the roof of the church and you get woken up by Aerith. The first hour or so of Final Fantasy VII, that's what I played. And I'm not saying I wasn't impressed. It's a fine game, but it's tough to go back, the polygon characters it's just not my speed, especially, nowadays. I've been playing Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I've been playing Final Fantasy VII Remake for 10 hours, and I just got to that same part. So it seems they're expanding upon the original at a ratio of about 10 to 1. They took the first hour of Final Fantasy VII and made it 10 hours. And it seems from chats I've been having with our GTT radio crew that the Midgar section of the first Final Fantasy VII, which again, I haven't played, I don't know this. They said it, in the original, it takes 5-6 hours tops. And people are saying this game is 30 hours. And I'm like, okay, so holy fuck, are they taking Final Fantasy VII and expanding it a ratio of 5 or 6 to 1? That's if they ever finish this remake, it's gonna be a real long fucking game.
I mean, that makes sense because the original Final Fantasy came on 3 CDs, right? And that was 700 megabytes of disc. So you're talking about a little over 2 gigabytes. And a Blu-ray disc is 50 gigabytes, right? So it should be about 25 times longer in order to fill out the disc.
Just based on data storage capacity, this game should be about 25 times longer than the original. Needlessly so.
God, I thought Dragon Quest XI was long.
No, honestly, I'm so enjoying this game. I'm fucking enthralled with this game because it helps that I have no affection for the original Final Fantasy VII. I'm aware of it in like passing. Like I finally got to the point in this game where you fall down and you fall through Aerith's roof and you're in the church and now you're hanging out with her. And I'm like, I recognize that these characters probably end up in love, but like I don't know that for sure. I know from the original Final Fantasy VII, she's going to get shanked, super shanked, and it's going to be a real tragic thing. But, like, do I know that means, like, do I know anything about her character beyond that? No. I know the look of it. I know the look of Cloud. That's, I know the broad strokes of the thing. So experiencing it on this level for for what I would really qualify as my first time, I'm deeply enjoying it. This game's fucking cool, guys. It's, I don't know. It's awesome. Like the presentation's fantastic. Like playing it has made me realize what my problem is. I'm an idiot. And my lack of imagination is a big factor in like my inability to go back and play Final Fantasy VII, the original. Like I couldn't quite like form what the world was, I didn't really get a good vibe for it. So putting it in this and giving it this level of detail and this level of intricacy and really slowing it down and focusing on, the Midgar of it all. It's like, all right, yeah, like you're down in the slums and then you're up on the plate and then you're like moving around beneath the plate and doing these bombing missions and shit. Like it really just gives you such a better feel of the geography and like the time and like kind of vibe of it all. Like it's really interesting because like I always pictured Final Fantasy VII in like this techno future thing, but like this one, it's like more like the not too distant future. Like, you're walking around like underneath the plate and trying to disable these lights. And there's just like stacks of dusty pallets and toolboxes around and shit. And it's like, oh, okay. So yeah, this is just like someone half-assing our not too distant future. Like this, this has the vibe of a real lived in world where like, we had a really great idea. We're going to build everybody a big city up on top of this thing. Fuck everybody beneath it. And we left a bunch of shit unfinished and it got infested with monsters. I don't know, like it just makes it so much more tactile, the world and the scale and the geography of it all. It's all stuff that I didn't quite get when I was playing the first hour of the original Final Fantasy VII. And I'm digging it. I'm digging the fuck out of it. Like,
it sounds like the not too distant future, but honestly, that sounds a lot like Baltimore right now. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, it could be. Johnny, I don't know if you realize. I'm sorry. I know we're in the middle of the show, but can you go outside and verify that you don't live under a large plate city that's blocking your view of the sky?
Hey, wait a second. The sky's supposed to be like blue, right?
Usually.
Mine's metallic silver.
See, yeah, but that's the thing. They're probably working on installing a few large lights to replicate the sun.
Oh, they did the plate thing on me. I missed it. Oh.
Son of a bitch! They Midgard Baltimore when we weren't looking. It also helps, I think, that since Final Fantasy VII came out, and I saw the movie Alita: Battle Angel. Anybody else see Alita? That movie's dope.
I wanted to, but I never did.
I hear it's
Watch
good.
it. Put it on the next movie poll. Let's fucking watch the movie. It's superb, and it's got a lot of the same vibe. Like there's a fucking futuristic city up top where all the elite live, and then there's a fucking slum underneath where there's a bunch of fucking other people hanging around, and mischief and intrigue happens, and there's big swords and big fights. It's pretty fucking cool, and that's kind of the vibe I'm getting from this. And I'm feeling it, man. Like it's reinvigorated my interest in Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy in general. Like I'm feeling, it's so like they make you slow down and like really walk through the world and like have the interactions with the characters. And I mean, you want to talk about love again, Jesse, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like there might be a little bit of a will they, won't they between Cloud and a couple of these other characters.
Yeah, Barrett and
Yes.
Tifa.
It's kind of Dream Daddy-esque,
Dog
but
Dude
it's
13.
Cloud and Barrett.
I think you can go on a date with him. So, well,
Word.
in the original, I think you could for sure. So,
You got to do Gold Saucer.
yeah.
Okay. But yeah, it seems like there's a couple of, and see that thing. I don't know if they're competing for Cloud's affections or just if they're into Cloud and he's just such a distant kind of douchebag that he doesn't care about it. That's the problem with the characterization in the whole thing. I can't quite place Cloud in this because it's like, all right, you got Tifa. Tifa is like stunningly hot and a political terrorist who wants to like work with you to take down the evil corporation. And she knew you as a child and loves the boy that you were before you went off and became a soldier, and clearly like is trying to kind of penetrate that, but you're not letting it happen. And then you got Aerith, who like you fall through her church roof and she just you fall in that church roof, baby. Oh God. Yeah. I'm not elaborating on that. I was about to, but no, I want to get my Aerith points out. she's clearly just like the at face value is like the innocent. She wants you to kind of open up and smile a little bit, have some fun, and you're just like the emotionally distant soldier. And it seems like Cloud's bound to have a romantic subplot with one of them. But since I have no idea what happens in the game, again, I know the broad strokes. I know that Aerith's going to die in the original Final Fantasy VII. I don't know which one's going to be, but it could be either of them. And honestly, since this one's expanded on all these characters so greatly, it could also be Jessie. And I don't mean Game That Tune Jessie. I'm talking about Final Fantasy VII Jessie. She's a total waifu too. They took the first few minutes of this game and expanded it into this horrifying love quadrangle. And, I don't know who to pick, guys.
It's very, very difficult to pick your waifu in this game.
It is.
Tifa.
I mean, Tifa is an excellent choice, David. Would you care to expound upon that?
As from what I'm to understand of Tifa's characterization, she's kind of like the working class girl next door, like tomboyish friend, who fucking throws down. She's a brawler and can like punch through walls. And yeah, that's the exact woman that I want in my life. Like, plus, long dark hair. I like long dark hair on a woman.
She does. She has a very, ineffective ponytail where for some reason she ties the hair tie around like at her butt. She's got like butt length hair and then just puts the hair tie at the bottom, which, David, I know you got long hair. I don't know if you tried this, but
I have done that where I've put like the hair tie closer to the end just to see what happens. It doesn't work. It falls off like almost immediately.
Exactly. It's totally ineffective for battle. Oh man. See, yeah, you say Tifa, but see, I'm at the point of the game where I've just been spending some time with Aerith, and like before that, I was inclined to say Tifa. Now I'm kind of inclined to say Aerith, man. She's just so damn sweet, and she's clearly bringing something out in Cloud. Like, Tifa was trying to talk to him, and he's all distant, and she just kind of was like, "Oh, okay, well, we'll just not talk." But like Aerith is like, "Hey, we're doing something really cool here. Give me a high five, buddy." And then he's like,
Please tell me that's an actual dialogue in the game.
Honestly, there's a song in the fucking soundtrack called High Five, and it's the most high energy thing in the fucking game. When Cloud finally relents and gives Aerith a high five. So, spoilers. Yes, Cloud gives Aerith a high five. But it's like, you guys are going through, and Aerith can hold herself in battle too, man. She's she's keeping her distance. She's casting spells and creating situations in which your magic is enhanced. She's got her battle capabilities. But yeah, she's just so damn sweet. she's like collecting flowers and working with orphan kids, and she's got the nicest house in the whole fucking slum. Like, you know, she's just great. And then I mean, she's like, you go to her house and it's like, oh fuck, this is like an oasis in like this otherwise like dingy slum. She's got a house surrounded by flowers, and it looks more like a house that belongs in Harry Potter than a house that belongs fucking in a trash slum underneath the fucking Midgar. So yeah, I don't know. I'm torn, man. It's I don't know, like, because I'm past the point of playing games and feeling the need to constantly identify with the main character. But, you know, I'm playing the game and I'm like, all right, I'm putting myself in Cloud's shoes. Who am I supposed to pick? I don't know. It's a tough call. Like, got two beautiful women that are fucking both accomplished, you know, like women in battle, and they bring out different things in you. It's man, tough game. And then if you want to keep talking love, you got Barrett. He's got a cute little daughter. Like, oh, he's a big hard ass until he has to go read a storybook and put his daughter to bed, which is really sweet. Like, oh, this game is just, it's like I said, just like drilling in on the minutia and really establishing the world. And I'm like just enamored with the game. It's great. And I think I'm only like halfway through it, and I don't know what's coming next. That's the thing. It's funny, like how things that seem perfectly kind of okay in like a PlayStation 1 type RPG plot become utterly confusing when made into a current RPG plot. So like I've been going through all this stuff, trying to get back to Sector 7 to meet back up with Barrett and Tifa after falling through Aerith's church thing. And you get there and you're trying to get into the slum, and then the gates open up, and for some reason Tifa is being hauled away in hooker clothes to Sector 5, because apparently now she's been like captured by a circus pimp and she's gonna have to marry a crime lord. You know, like, Jesse, help me out here. What's happening?
So, I guess that's the part with Don Corino and whatever.
Yeah.
And so they're trying to I think he knows something. It's been a while since I played it. Fuck. They're trying to get some information from him, and so they're gonna she was gonna try to pose as a lady of the night.
Okay.
And so then Cloud and Aerith get the idea, well, maybe we should do that too. And they're like, well, we'll put Cloud in a dress. And
that's how we're going to the Honeybee Inn.
Yeah. And,
gotcha. Okay. See, yeah, I was concerned that for some reason that would be utterly unexplained. I had just gotten back to like meet up with my friends, and like Tifa had literally been kidnapped and forced into like sexual subjugation by a crime lord in a different slum. So I'm marked out for the story hard. I did not recognize the potential that like maybe this has a reason to be happening, but I'm like, Jesus Christ, what is happening right now? Like, maybe that flew in 1997. Like, all right, I'm almost back to the thing, and then like, oh, Tifa's being hauled away in like a fucking cage for a man. Oh, okay, no, there is a reason for that happening. That's good to know. I'm honestly glad you told me that. Because otherwise it seemed like, wow, that's we just accepted things back then, huh? Like, oh, you're almost back, but now you got to rescue your friend from a brothel. Plot developments in old RPGs are weird, but no, okay, cool, it has a purpose. I'm glad to know that. This is how little I know about Final Fantasy VII. But yeah, I'm super digging the game, man. I'm vibing out hard on it.
From what I understand, it seems like they made the impossible possible, because they've been talking about this remake for so long, and I think the hype for it made it so there was no way they were going to make anyone happy with this game.
Right.
But it turns out a lot of people fucking love this game, and they're like, this is great. Why, this is awesome.
I think the problem, less so than the hype, is that they announced this shit like 5 years ago. And it's like, okay, well, it's been 5 years, so like we're getting the whole thing, right? And it's like, actually, you're only getting Midgar. It's like, oh, okay, well, it better be good. It's like, oh, no, it is. Trust us, it is. And then it's like, all right, well, we'll see. And then I, start playing. It's like, oh yeah, no, it's good. It's real fucking good. Like, they take everything that was, just like a thing in the first game and make it so scaled up and like imbued with like plot and character and fucking like importance. I've been chatting with the guys in the radio chat all week, and they're saying like, the Airbuster is like a gag of a fucking boss in the first hour of the original game. Like, it's a hovercraft thing that shoots missile fists at you. And then in this one, it's like, actually, it's the most dangerous thing you've ever seen. And it's this giant epic battle. And like, you're controlling all the characters and doing all this rad shit. It's like, yeah, good. That's how it should be. Every small thing in the original game should be ramped up to like super important. And just, they scaled up the polygons, scale up the drama, scale up the horniness, scale up everything about the original. I'm feeling it. And God, the soundtrack is just littered with bops. It's absurd. Like, I've vented on this show about like how like Secret of Mana, the 2018 remake, just like completely botched it. And then more recently, like the Trials of Mana remake didn't completely botch it, and that was cool. This one, it's more like they didn't botch it and they made everything fucking slap hard. Like, they nailed this shit. Like, they did such a good job on this soundtrack. It's blowing my mind. I haven't heard a single flop, and like this is like, it's being put over hard on GTT radio. People are all about this remake soundtrack, and man, oh man, this soundtrack fucking rules. So it's I'm feeling it, man. I'm feeling it real hard. This game's the complete package. And I'm just wondering if we ever get like the next chapter. I mean, it's going to be a complete blind spot for me because, like I said, I played the first hour of the original Final Fantasy VII. I've now played 11, 12 hours of this and gotten just past what I know of the original Final Fantasy VII. So like now, fuck me. I have no idea what's coming. Yeah, it's got to be great. There's got to be a reason they would put this much time and effort into a remake of this game. This game seems like it's got a pretty good reputation, pretty good legacy. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm bought back in. I'm a Final Fantasy guy. This might be the second Final Fantasy game I ever played to completion. So 12 and 7 remake. That's John's Final Fantasy fucking catalog. And then I'll go back for 13 as recommended tonight. So, oh, fuck me. I just, I'm all about it.
A lot of Fernet Branca.
I've had a lot of Fernet, and I'm very excited about this game. Like that's the thing. It's the end of the year. It's the final show of the year. I know I didn't express that elegantly at the beginning of the episode. I said we were sliding towards that finale. This is the finale. We're not taping any more fucking shows this year. Final Fantasy VII Remake is the 2020 finale, folks. We're done until the new year. So I wanted to go out on a fucking high note with a series of slapping fucking songs and a game that I actually have great enthusiasm over. So I'm loving it. David, I'm going to send you a PS4 and I'm going to get you into this. It's time. You played Final Fantasy VI. You said that. It's time to play Final Fantasy VII Remake. We need to dig into that minutia. Johnny, you're out of luck.
That's fine.
No, it's not, Johnny. This is your kind of game. Yeah, you love dense, plot-heavy games.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Yeah. Anyway, no, fuck Johnny. It's this game's great, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I don't think I could possibly say anything else on it, even though I didn't really address the battle system or any of my like favorite characters. I just addressed all of the waifu characters. But yeah, that's what like redo episodes are for. We'll be back to this. There's too many goddamn bops on this soundtrack to not come back to this eventually. So, Johnny, we're here. Start the calculating computer for the final time in 2020.
Calculating computer activated. Computers.
Art.
Mission complete. This game's winner is John Harrington.
Oh my God, really?
Awesome.
It could be
After
me if
all
you want
that?
to be me.
No, Johnny, you pressed the button for me, you stupid idiot. It's me, not you. Oh, despite all that texting in the background, for some reason you landed on me, not you, despite the fact that it was a tie and you could have declared yourself the winner with zero controversy. The winner
This game's
is
winner
me.
is
No!
John Regan.
I'm taking it. I'm
You
the
should,
winner.
John. Yeah, someone needs a win in 2020, and it's John Regan.
Yeah, man.
That's right, John, champion of 2020 Regan.
Everything is coming up. You are the winner of Game That Tune for the rest of the year.
Ah.
See y'all in 2021.
Everything will be fixed. Man, oh man, what a fucking show, guys. Johnny, congratulations. You've won the final show of the year. And it was a blast. I gotta say, I'm impressed. I'm not saying I'm impressed that you knew Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm impressed that you knew anything else on the show. Like, we are legit tied for points. So, well done. You've earned your keep. We're renewing your contract for 2021. Johnny is still on Game That Tune.
Deal with it, everybody. Try to get my job.
Yeah. No, it's okay, man. Nobody's gunning for your job because it actually is the job. Everybody's gunning for David's job. So,
Shut up.
David, watch your ass in 2021. We have a younger, sexier David waiting in the wings. So, oh man, Johnny, it's time to finish out this year with a declaration of a fantastic theme for the first episode of 2021. I'm interested to know what amazing theme you have in mind for our to open up next year.
Game That Tune. Free play.
It's 69 of them. All of them. Not just the men. The women and children, too.
John, you really got to pay attention. I mean, I know I mostly spout off bullshit, but sometimes I have legitimate points.
Dinosaurs with titties. .com. There's a dinosaur. You're in the past. He's in the future. Who gives a fuck? There's a dinosaur. Just enjoy this goddamn game. Fuck you. Ultra 64.
Hot take. A dinosaur is far more interesting than a skeleton.
That's not a hot take. I'm not playing this sound for that. Hey.
What the fuck, man?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Oh god, that burning ape piss. That is some serious business. Johnny Bite, take it seriously with titties.com.
Do you think when Michael Richards comes, he leaves the room and then bursts in the door?
Oh God, I hope so.
Call me the ass man.
Come on, miss. Let's you and me fuck up the evolutionary tree. He's got a big fucking dick.
He's a dinosaur.
How absurd!
I mean, that is specifically August Absurdity free play jingle, but Johnny, I'll allow it. Assuming you don't have another free play jingle lined up.
Game That Tune.
The episode 201.
Free play.
Call me the ass man.
Do you think when Michael Richards comes, he leaves the room and then bursts in the door?
Oh God, I hope so. I love the detailed list of things he would like to do with an ass.
He never said fuck. I got a picnic basket.
God damn it.
God damn it.
God damn it.
He's swinging that penis around with only one hand.
like I hate you but kind of like you.
When I was in kindergarten, I declared I was going to marry my Sega Genesis.
I feel like I missed a chapter or two in this story.
No reason penis can't have more than one use.
This one's huge!
Let's just stop this and do a movie commentary for the Flintstones movie.
Mother Brain gonna make you suck this dick.
Bitch.
Yeah, that feels right. That feels real right, guys. It's going to be a free play to open up 2021. And we're only taking a couple short weeks off here, so I hope you'll enjoy the couple of weeks worth of content that we created over the course of the rest of this year. Like, if you're really missing us for these next couple of weeks, maybe check your podcast feeds, because I feel like we made like 70 goddamn episodes this year. And I recognize there's only 52 weeks in the fucking year, but you should really be a patron over at patreon.com/GameThatTune. It gets you a lot of bonus content. So,
And movie night
Johnny,
Friday.
yeah,
movie night
exactly.
this Friday.
And we got a movie night coming up this Friday. So, no, we're not really taking any time off. We're just taking time off from the show proper. Johnny, excellent theme. Free play. What a way to start the new year. I'm very excited by that. Man, what a fucking year it's been. It's I don't know about you guys. I'm a little tired. Like,
I'm exhausted.
yeah, if we may, reflect a little bit on this past year. Yeah, dare I say it, an interesting and challenging year all around. So, man, I'm hoping that we can come back strong this coming year. I'm looking forward to what the future holds for us as the GTT crew and the silly little community that we've put together. And I just want to thank everybody for listening, and really want to make it clear how much we appreciate you guys for listening, and our little group that we've got. It means the world to us, and we do it for you guys nearly as much as we do it for ourselves. We love making this show, and we love hanging out with everybody and interacting with everybody, and just forming a nice tight little community around this show. And honestly, in the video game music podcast scene around it as well. It's we're having a ton of fun thanks to this show, and we just want to say how thankful we are for another great year of Game That Tune. Fucking A, we're coming up in the next month we're going to be doing our 5-year Game That Tune podcast anniversary. So
Shit.
yeah, guys, we've been sticking with it. This is longer than I've committed to nearly anything.
Longer than you've committed to your kid.
That's the thing. Yeah, I love this podcast more than my own son. So, I had a hand in creating both, and so far the podcast surpasses the son. The podcast does not surpass my wife. I love my wife very dearly, but she is the only thing longer tenured than this podcast that I have in my life currently. So it's good, man. Real fucking good. Shout out to my dad. I've known him longer than my wife. Man, what a fucking what a year. You guys, any of you guys have any gratitudes you want to express, any thanks you want to give, any shout outs you want to make at the end of the Game That Tune year?
For the radio fans, I was going to say we have some new stuff coming up on the radio soon that we've been working on. So that look forward to that coming 2021 sometime.
Johnny, you've been putting so much work into that radio. It's utterly fantastic. It's a big part of the fun community that we've got going here. Being able to listen to video game music 24/7, vote on our favorite things, summon incredibly stupid gifts, and just continue to have a blast on Twitch. It gets me through my fucking workday. So thank you, Johnny. Nobody else on the episode is a representative of GTT Radio as much as I am. I gotta say, I'm there all the time. Thank you for everything you've done, John. Jesse, David, anything?
I just wanted to again kind of, as you said, say thank you to the community and the fans that we have. And every single episode, it blows my mind for us to say thank you to our fans, because this show kind of started as like, hey, this will be fun for us to like hang out and dick around. And we didn't think people would like it, let alone this many people. Like it blows my mind that we get to share this fun with all of you, and you make it so much better. Thank you for all of your support.
Yeah, pretty much echo both of y'all. I mean, like what different thing could I say? Like, oh, and also, like,
here's something I appreciate more than the rest of you.
This I appreciate that David Weiland isn't on the show anymore.
Whoa. Okay, we're cutting that.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. It's been years, Jesse.
Really, I'm fucking top heel. I'm going to say some fucking shit you're not going to like.
He's the machine, Jesse Moore.
Oh, my God.
How dare you cut off the GTT champion while he's speaking?
First episode of 2021, we're bringing back David Weiland.
Oh, no.
First
David
episode
Weiland makes an impromptu challenge for the belt.
First episode of 2021, episode title, fuck David Weiland.
And we just at him the whole time.
He doesn't fucking watch the show.
You don't need to say anything, champ. You're great. You got that. You got the belt, you got the lights, you got the glitz and the glamour around you. You're doing fantastic. It's just I'm just so appreciative of everything surrounding our little show.
Yeah, it's fucking great.
Yeah, I just felt the need to say it, for the final show of the year. So thanks everybody for listening. Thanks to everybody watching along live with us on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Search for Game That Tune. Thanks to everybody listening in podcast form at Game That Tune or anywhere you get your podcasts. We super appreciate you guys. Thanks to everybody that checks out patreon.com/GameThatTune, the home for awesome exclusives. We've got our movie commentaries. We just published 2 movie commentaries that we did the live thing a little while ago. So you should be a patron to join us live, but also become a patron to listen to all the wacky shit that we recorded live. I don't want to toot our own horns here, but like our Predator commentary was one of the funniest fucking things I've ever heard. We had a blast talking about that movie. We did a really great job.
I'm going to be completely honest. I need to listen to that commentary because the last 20 or 30 minutes of that movie, I don't remember.
And it sounds just like that, David. You clearly were drinking heavy, baby, and I love it. We had a fucking blast. Same with Freddy versus Jason. We have a blast doing our movie commentaries. We hope you'll join us someday. Maybe even this Friday.
This Friday, yeah.
For a movie of Jesse's choosing, or of your choosing, of Jesse's choosing. So Jesse chose the poll options, you choose the results, and we'll see you at the movies. And we have as always, another supersized GTT gyms. I cannot pare that show down into something manageable, so you're just going to keep getting 3-hour episodes until I decide to stop making that show, because there's just too many goddamn games and too many goddamn tunes to not share them with people. So go to Patreon, check us out. We got a lot of fun stuff, and you keep the lights on over there at the live stream. Special thanks to the super fan tier producers: Alex Messenger, Lance Revere, Damian Beckles, Bradford Stevens, Daniel Perky, Taylor Wise, Sam L, and Mork. Just a pile of fantastic fellas supporting Game That Tune, and we super appreciate you guys. Jesse took the request this week. Jesse, who's our request from again?
It was Tay in the Discord chat.
Yes, Taylor Y, Patreon superfan, the boss over there on Patreon. We appreciate that, and I want to take this opportunity. It's the end of the year to express a little gratitude to everybody that placed a request this year for Game That Tune. Shout out to Patreon superfan tier producer Dell. Shout out to Chrono. If you want to renew your Patreon, you can, or you don't have to. It's all right. But we think about you every day, Chrono. Shout out Tasty Karma, Alex Messenger, Underachiever Mako, Acre, Claire, Damian Beckles, Fox Mulder, Kel, Mork, Muddle Madness, Silver Nova, Spartacat Taylor, Trojan on the YouTube or on the radio chat, and Tyler, aka Tyler Dewusky. Thank you all very much for your requests throughout the year. It's been a fantastic year, Game That Tune. And we appreciate you guys hitting us with those requests, getting us talking about some games that maybe we don't have as much familiarity with. we love you guys. They all hit us with their requests generally in Discord. That's pretty much the place to do it. I'm going to stop telling you to email us. Nobody emails us, but you can still hit us up on the Twitter at GameThatTune, or you can find us individually on Twitter. I'm there at JGangsta187. You can find David Fleming on Twitter at
DFD Fleming.
You can find the GTT champ Jesse Moore on Twitter at
Sega_legend.
And you can find the final winner of 2020, John, Mr. 2020 Regan, on Twitter at.
I think you mean this year's winner, John Regan, on Twitter at JPReganJR.
Yes, by all means, John, declare yourself the winner of 2020. It's a shirt that everybody needs. Your face that says winner 2020. So you've got it, man. You're closing out the show for us, I guess. I'm not in favor of your bonus tunes being the final thing that people hear from Game That Tune in 2020. So I'm curious what you've got.
Well, it was crazy. I was on the Game Music subreddit the other day, and I was looking up just fun covers of songs to use as bonus tunes. And I found this cover of Final Fantasy VII's Those Who Fight Further, done in the style of Doom industrial, Doom Eternal, modern Doom style music. And it's pretty hardcore. It's pretty sweet. I think you'll like it.
I mean, I'm sure I will like it, but that's essentially what my third song was tonight, John. So, I mean, I guess you can go for it if you I'm really
going for it, because it's going to be pretty different from your third song.
Sure it is. All right. Thanks to everybody for listening. Happy New Year, and we'll see you in 2021. Peace out, everybody. know, it's wild. We went that whole discussion of Final Fantasy VII Remake and never once said the word Sephiroth in Smash.
Oh, fuck, we didn't.
Haven is copyright 2020. The Game Bakers. Dream Daddy, a dad dating simulator, is copyright 2017. Game Grumps. Final Fantasy 13 is copyright 2010. Square Enix. The Rub Rabbits is copyright 2006. Sega Games Company Limited. Final Fantasy VII Remake is copyright 2020. Square Enix.